Welcome to lesson 2 of this 3-part series, How to Travel Anywhere in the World for Less Than $100. In part 1, we learned that the fastest way to earn frequent flyer miles was through credit card sign-up bonuses and strategic spending. And I also showed you, by showing you my personal credit score, that it's possible to sign up for multiple travel credit cards without ruining your credit score. Next, we learned how you can redeem your frequent flyer miles using zone-based award charts, and I showed you that it's possible to travel from anywhere in the US to anywhere in Europe for only 60,000 points. Well, in today's lesson, I'm going to show you how you can easily earn more than 60,000 points by signing up for 2 of my favorite travel credit cards. So let's jump into it. All right, before I tell you about the 2 credit cards that are going to easily earn you 90,000 United miles, I thought it was important that we start with who can get a travel credit card. In order to get a travel credit card, or any credit card, you need to be at least 18 years or older. Also, to get the 2 cards that I'm going to be talking about in this lesson, you're going to need to live in the United States because these cards are only available to US residents. If you live outside of the United States, I know that there are travel credit cards available in some other countries, but from what I've heard and what I've read, the sign-up bonuses on those credit cards aren't near as lucrative as the ones that we have here in the US. You're also going to need to have a good credit score in order to get approved for a travel credit card. So your credit score is probably going to need to be at least 700. Travel credit cards are some of the best credit cards that banks offer, so they only want to give them to people who have good credit. Banks are also going to want to see that you have a regular income, like a real life regular income, because that's proof to them that you're going to be able to pay back the money that you spend on that credit card. Your approval chances will also increase if you've had at least 1 credit card in the past, because banks will view that as proof that you can wisely manage the money that you're spending on your credit card. Now, you're not necessarily going to get denied for a credit card if you're in the process of getting a loan, but I would discourage you against getting a credit card if you're trying to get a big loan like a car loan or a house loan, because when you sign up for a credit card, the banks are going to check your credit score, and that's going to ding your credit score by a few points. And those few points can mean a higher interest rate, and on a big loan such as a car loan or a house loan, that could end up being a lot of money over time. So the only time that I discourage people from signing up for travel credit cards is if they're in the process of getting a loan or if they're planning to do so in the near future. So if you meet all of the criteria listed on this slide, then you probably have a really good chance of getting approved for a travel credit card. I can't make any guarantees, but your chances should be pretty good. So I probably should have already given you this disclaimer, but I am not a certified financial advisor. The information that I'm giving you in these lessons is totally based off personal experience, and you have to take that information and make your own decisions and decide what to do with it. But because I am giving you instructions, I felt like I needed to offer you a word of caution. So that's why I wanted to look at who should not get a travel credit card. First, if you plan to carry a balance on this credit card, I highly recommend not signing up for one, because the interest that you pay when you're carrying a balance is going to completely negate the benefits that you earn from your frequent flyer miles. So don't sign up for a travel credit card if you plan to carry a balance on that card. Also, if you're bad at managing money, you probably shouldn't sign up for a travel credit card, especially multiple travel credit cards. Because if you're bad at managing money, you're going to end up missing payments, you're going to pay extra fees, and it's going to hurt your credit score. So if you fall into one of these 2 categories, please just go ahead and turn this video off now, because I don't want to tempt you to get into this hobby if it's going to end up hurting you in the long run. Okay, if you're still here, the next thing I want to cover is the type of miles and points that can be earned through travel credit cards, because not every travel credit card earns the same type of miles and points. There's actually 4 different types of miles and points. Those are frequent flyer miles, hotel points, transferable points, and fixed points. And we're going to look at each one of these in more detail. We'll start with frequent flyer miles. Frequent flyer miles are miles that you earn with airlines that you can redeem for free flights around the world. An example of 2 credit cards that earn frequent flyer miles are the United Mileage Plus Explorer card, which earns United miles, and the Citi Advantage Platinum Select card, which earns American Airline miles. Next are hotel points, and hotel points are exactly what they sound like. It's points that you can earn with hotels that you can redeem for free stays. Two examples of credit cards that earn hotel points are the Hilton Honors Surpass card, which earns Hilton points, and the Marriott Rewards Premier Credit Card, which earns Marriott points. Next are transferable points, which are some of my favorite points because they offer so much flexibility. Transferable points can be transferred to travel partners such as hotels and airlines. An example of credit cards that earn transferable points is the Chase Sapphire Preferred Card, which earns Ultimate Reward points, and the Platinum Card from American Express, which earns Membership Reward points. Both Ultimate Reward points and Membership Reward points can be transferred to multiple airlines and multiple hotels, so you have a ton of flexibility when you're redeeming these points for free travel. Last are fixed valued points, which basically means the points that you earn have a fixed value. And in most cases, that value is going to be 1 point is equal to 1 cent. Two cards that earn fixed value points are the Capital One Venture Card and the Barclay Arrival Card. So if you were going to book a $500 flight using fixed valued points, that flight would cost you 50,000 points because again, 1 point equals 1 cent from the points that you're going to earn from both of these cards. Okay, now it's finally time for the big reveal. The two credit cards that you can sign up for that will easily earn you 90,000 United miles are the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the United Mileage Plus Explorer card. Now we're going to look at both of these cards in a little more detail. The United Mileage Plus Explorer card is a card offered by Chase Bank. And when you sign up for this card and meet the minimum spending requirement, you're going to be able to earn 50,000 United miles. The Chase Sapphire Preferred card is another card offered by Chase Bank, and signing up for this card is going to earn you 40,000 Ultimate Reward points. Later in this lesson, we're going to be looking at how you can combine the points from both of these cards into your United Frequent Flyer account. But before we do, you probably want to know when you can apply for these two credit cards and how long you have to wait between the applications, because the sooner you can apply for these cards, the sooner you're going to be able to get the points. Chase has two rules that we need to look at when it comes to applying for multiple credit cards. The first is that you can't apply for more than 2 credit cards in a 30 day. You also can't have signed up for more than 5 credit cards in the past 24 months. If you haven't been travel hacking, that probably won't be a problem for you. Also, since we're not applying for more than 2 credit cards in a 30-day period, that means we can actually apply for both of these credit cards on the same day. But there's one thing that you need to take into consideration before applying for both of these credit cards on the same day, and that's that both of these credit cards have a minimum spending requirement. Actually, most travel credit cards that you sign up for are going to have a minimum spending requirement, and essentially that's just an amount of money that you have to spend in a certain amount of time before you can get the points. With the United Mileage Plus Explorer card, the minimum spending requirement is $3,000 within the first 90 days of signing up for the card. And the Chase Sapphire Preferred card has a $4,000 minimum spending requirement, which you also have to meet in the first 90 days of signing up for the card. So if you were to apply for both of these cards on the same day, you would have to spend $7,000 within a 90-day period. So if that's possible for you, I would definitely recommend signing up for both of these cards on the same day because that's going to help you get your points the fastest. However, if you can't meet the $7,000 minimum spending requirement in the first 90 days, then you should just sign up for the cards one at a time. So maybe sign up for the United Mileage Plus Explorer card, meet that minimum spending requirement, and then next sign up for the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Just in case this minimum spending requirement thing is making you nervous, I wanted to give you a few ideas on how you could creatively meet a minimum spending requirement. The first thing you need to do is be putting all of your spending on your credit card. So put away the cash, put away the debit card, and start putting all of your normal purchases on your credit card. It's also possible to pay your mortgage and your rent with a credit card through a service called Plastiq. Now you will have to pay a small fee, but if it helps you meet your minimum spending requirement, then it's going to be worth it. Also, if you're getting close to meeting your minimum spending requirement, but you're just not quite able to spend enough money, another thing you could do is buy gift cards for future use. And I'd recommend buying gift cards for places that you regularly spend money anyway, such as your local grocery store, a local gas station, or maybe even buying an Amazon gift card because that'll give you a lot of flexibility. It's also possible to pay your taxes using a credit card, but just like your mortgage and your rent, you will have to pay a small fee. But again, if it helps you meet your minimum spending requirement, then it's probably worth it. If you want to get really creative, you could always buy stuff for your friends, put that purchase on your credit card and then have them pay you back with cash or an app. So for example, if you went out to eat with all of your friends, you could put the bill on your credit card and then have your friends pay you back. These are just a few ideas. There's all kinds of ways to get creative and meet a minimum spending requirement. So don't let this hold you back from signing up for credit cards. Now we're going to look at how the sign-up bonuses from these two credit cards actually get into your United Frequent Flyer account. With the Mileage Plus Explorer card, it's extremely easy. So when you sign up for this card, you're actually going to put your United Frequent Flyer account information on the application. So after you've met the minimum spending requirement, Chase Bank is actually going to put those 50,000 points straight into your United Frequent Flyer account. Now this could take up to 30 days, but you don't have to do anything. Chase Bank just automatically puts them in your account. With the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, it's a little more complicated, but it's still very straightforward. If you'll remember, the points that you're earning with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card are Ultimate Reward points, which are transferable points. So you'll have the option of where you want to transfer those points. You could transfer them to Southwest, British Airways, Hyatt, or several other Ultimate Reward travel partners. In this case, we're going to be transferring the points into our United account. So after you meet the minimum spending requirement and the points post into your Ultimate Rewards account, all you're going to have to do is log in online and then choose to transfer them to your United account. This usually takes about a day, and the points transfer at a 1-to-1 ratio. So those 40,000 Ultimate Reward points are going to turn into 40,000 United Frequent Flyer miles. So basically, this is what it looks like. The sign-up bonuses from both of these credit cards combine into your United Frequent Flyer account to give you 90,000 frequent flyer miles. The good news is you're actually going to earn even more than 90,000 frequent flyer miles after you meet the minimum spend. And that's because you earn bonus points for every dollar that you spend on these credit cards, somewhere between 1 and 3 points. These cards offer bonuses for spending in specific categories. For example, with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, you can earn 2 points for every dollar that you spend at restaurants. So let's say that your bonus points average out to 2 points per dollar spent. After meeting the $7,000 minimum spend, you would have 14,000 additional points. So just by signing up for these two credit cards and meeting the minimum spend, you're actually going to have closer to 100,000 points. Now this is just a quick reminder from yesterday's lesson. Remember that to fly from anywhere in North America to anywhere in Europe costs 60,000 points round trip. And to fly from anywhere in North America all the way to Australia, it's only going to cost you 80,000 points round trip. Now I just showed you how to easily earn 100,000 frequent flyer miles. So you really can travel almost anywhere in the world just by signing up for two credit cards. So this brings us to the end of today's lesson. I hope you're having fun with this and learning a lot. Today, we covered the 4 different types of miles and points you can earn with travel credit cards. Then I showed you 2 of my favorite travel credit cards and how you could combine the sign-up bonuses on those 2 cards to get 100,000 United miles. Well, you're going to want to make sure that you stick around for the next lesson, because in the next lesson, I'm going to be taking you into the back end of my United account, and I'm going to show you exactly how to search for and book an award flight anywhere in the world using those 100,000 points. See you in the next lesson.